Hello everybody, we are again here with our next lecture in water microbiology. In the last lecture we have studied about the indicators of fecal pollution, what are coliforms and different points in water microbiology. So today we are going to study about the routine bacteriological analysis of water. Now what is the different methods in different agencies? Now different laboratory they use different methods. Now the main important point is the collection of sample, which is a very important factor. Now there are different precautions which has to be taken while collection of sample. They are the water sample which you collect, it should be collected into sterile bottle, and the representative of the supply means from where this water is supplied, it should be known. Contamination must be avoided. Now why the contamination must be avoided? Because we are finding the microorganism or microbial population in the sample, and if other organism get added in that, then it may lead to contamination. It should be tested as promptly as possible. If delay means if your testing time is delayed, then the sample it should be stored at 0 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius. Now there are different analysis of water which can be done. Now routine bacteriology analysis of water, it includes SPC, that is standard plate count of the bacteria present in the sample, and second is test to reveal the presence of coliform, means whether the sample which you have brought it contains coliform or not. So we'll start with our first method, that is standard plate count. Now this method is used to carry out, or it is carried out to enumerate the total viable microbial population and not for the coliforms or the pathogen. Means in this method we cannot differentiate between different microorganisms. We only found the total viable microbial population in the sample. Now in this method the sample is diluted, and the sample the sample it is taken 1 ml, 0.1 ml or 0.1 ml, and it is sprayed onto nutrient agar plates and incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. After 24 hours we will find the number of colonies in different plates. We are going to count the number of bacteria per ml of your sample. Now when you are going to tell that your sample is of good quality, it is of good quality when the bacterial count is less than 100 bacteria per ml. Now there are different methods of treatments like sedimentation, filtration, disinfection. Now efficiency of this method can also be checked by performing SPC. Means what? The water sample, before giving any treatment, you find out the SPC of that sample, give the treatment, and again do the SPC of the sample. Means because the count of the bacteria before the treatment and after the treatment is find out, and the efficiency of the treatment is known. That is, this indicates the extent to which the microbial population has been reduced. Next, after SPC, now we are going to perform the test for coliform. Now before going to the test for coliform, you know what are coliforms. They are gram-negative, rod-shaped, motile, non-spore forming bacteria. They are aerobic and facultative aerobic and produce acid and gas by the fermentation of lactose. Now there are two groups in coliform. One is Escherichia coli, that is E. coli, and second is Enterobacter aerogenes. Now if there is a presence of coliform, means it acts as an indicator. Means indicator of what? That the water has been polluted by fecal. It also tells that water may contain some intestinal pathogens. Therefore, to find out whether the water is fecally polluted or not, the routine bacteriological analysis of water testing is done. Now, the routine bacterial analysis for testing of coliform is done in qualitative ways and quantitative way. So today we are going to study about the qualitative test. Now this qualitative test is performed in 3 different steps. First is presumptive test, second is confirmed test, and third is completed test. First, the presumptive test of the given sample is performed. In this, the series of lactose broth or lauryl tryptose broth tubes are inoculated with measured amount of water, and it is incubated at 37 degrees Celsius and examined after 24 hours for acid and gas production. Means you are going to take different series. This is one series, this another, this another, in different sets of broth. Now here we are using lactose broth. You can also use McConkey's broth because it contains what? Lactose. Now in this series of broth, you are going to inoculate the different measured amount of water. For example, in first set you are going to inoculate 10 ml of your sample, in next step 1 ml, and in next step 0.1 ml. Then incubate this plate for 24 hours, and you have to see the production of gas and acid production. Okay, if there is a formation of gas in the tube, it indicates positive test. If there is absence of gas, it indicates negative test. That means sample doesn't contain coliform and is safe. No further test is required. Means if the tubes remains as it is, no change in color, no gas formation, then the results are negative and water is safe for further use. And if the tube shows changes, means gas production and acid production, then the color change, whether it is due to gram negative bacteria or there are some other bacteria which are producing acid or gas, or both gram positive and gram negative bacteria by their synergic action can produce acid and gas. Means to prove that this gas or acid production is really due to coliform, we have to perform the next test called as confirm test. Means the result obtained in presumptive test, we have to confirm it whether it is due to coliform or not. So after performing the presumptive test, the sample from the presumptive test is again taken. Means these tubes are taken as for the confirm test. Now confirm test, it is used to confirm that the gas production in positive presumptive tubes is due to coliform. Means the tubes which we have obtained here after inoculation of sample, the gas which has been produced, these are whether really by the coliform or not. To prove that, we are going to perform confirm test. The confirm test, it can be performed by using two procedures. One is by using BGLB medium, that is brilliant green lactose bile broth medium, that is BGLB medium, and another is you are going to use endo agar and EMB agar. First we will study about the BGLB medium. Now what you are going to do, you have taken the tubes from presumptive tube, म्हणजे जे काय पॉझिटिव्ह प्रिझम्प्टिव्ह ट्यूब्स आहेत ज्याच्यामध्ये ॲसिड गॅस प्रोडक्शन झालेले आहे, त्यातली एक ट्यूब घ्यायचे आणि त्यातलं लुपफुल कल्चर आपण या BGLB ट्यूब्समध्ये इनॉक्युलेट करायचं. दॅट इज अ लुपफुल ऑफ कल्चर फ्रॉम अ पॉझिटिव्ह प्रिझम्प्टिव्ह ट्यूब. It is transferred to brilliant green lactose bile broth and it is incubated for 24 hours to 48 hours at 37 degrees Celsius. If there is of appearance of gas within 48 hours, this means that the confirmed test is positive. Means the gas production which was obtained in presumptive tubes, it was due to coliform, is confirmed when there is a production of gas in BGLB. Because the BGLB medium is the medium which inhibits the gram positive organism. We know that coliform, they are gram negative organism. In presumptive test, gas formation has been occurred. Now we have to prove that the gas formation is due to gram negative bacteria and not by the gram positive bacteria. So we used what? BGLB medium. In the BGLB medium, the gram positive bacteria was inhibited and only the gram negative bacteria, they produce the acid. Thus eliminates the false result in presumptive test and synergistic reaction. Means if a false result of presumptive test has been occurred, if means जे काही गॅस प्रोडक्शन झालेलं आहे प्रिझम्प्टिव्ह टेस्टमध्ये, ते जर चुकून ग्राम पॉझिटिव्ह ऑर्गॅनिझम किंवा कुठल्या दुसऱ्या ऑर्गॅनिझमने प्रोड्यूस केला असेल तर ते रिझल्ट ह्या कन्फर्म टेस्टमध्ये आपण प्रूफ करू शकतो. नेक्स्ट, in confirm test we are going to use the next medium, that is endo-agar and EMB-agar. Now this is endo-agar and this is EMB-agar. Now what you are going to do, again the positive presumptive tube means the tube in which acid and gas formation was occurred in the first test, that is presumptive test. From that tube you are going to take a loop full of sample, stick it on endo-agar EMB-agar and endo-agar and incubate at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. Now in second day what you are going to observe, you are going to observe three different types of colonies. One is typical colony, means which is regular colony, means which is obtained of different organism, that is nucleated with or without metallic sheen. Or we can see a typical colony which are opaque, non-nucleated and pink, or normal, all others. Okay, so this is when you see this colony or this colony, it shows a metallic sheen. Now what is metallic sheen? Suppose oil is thrown in on the road and if you add a water on it, the sheen or the oily sheen which is seen, similarly that type of colonies are seen with a black centered, at the center there is a black color. Such colonies we are going to observe. If a typical colony of coliform appears on plate after 24 hours, the confirmed test may be considered as positive. Means if the colonies they occurs after 24 hours, then we can tell as a confirmed test as positive. So first confirmed test is VGLB. If gas production occur, then the confirmed test is positive. If the growth or the colony with metallic sheen, black colored colony, then again the confirmed test is positive. So what is the mechanism of using EMB-agar and endo-agar? First we will see eosin methylene blue agar. Now why it is called eosin methylene blue agar? It contains two types of stain. One is eosin and another is methylene blue, which is added in the lactose agar base. So lactose agar base containing two stain, eosin which is acidic stain and methylene blue which is basic stain. Now both this stain in the medium react with each other and forms a neutral nature of the complex compound. Now the acidic and basic stain, they combine and form neutral compound. This neutral compound is taken up by the colonies of lactose fermenting organism that produce large amount of acid. Means if your sample, means the presumptive tube contains coliform, then they will ferment the lactose in the medium and utilize the neutral compound present in the EMB-agar and form the colony. Now it differentiates between E. coli and Enterobacter aerogenes. Now how does this media will differentiate between E. coli and Enterobacter aerogen? As E. coli, it rapidly ferments the lactose and it will produce the acid and pH will decrease to 5. At this pH 5, the color black centered colony with green metallic sheen is observed onto the EMB-agar. But the Enterobacter aerogen, they are slowly ferment the lactose and hence the colony appears only pink. Due to fast fermentation of lactose, suddenly there is a decrease in the pH and color change in the colony. But as the Enterobacter aerogens, they slowly ferment the lactose, only pink color colonies are formed. And non-lactose fermenting organism will not be produce any colored colony. Next is why we are going to use endo-agar. Now endo-agar, it consists of a stain that is basic fuchsin. Now basic fuchsin here, it is decolorized with sodium sulfite. Okay. Now during the lactose fermentation, means the organism will ferment lactose. During fermentation of lactose, there is a formation of acetaldehyde. Now this acetaldehyde, it reacts with your sulfite. Okay, this is sodium sulfite, and due to this reaction it will release the basic fuchsin from the disulfide complex. Now what is it? आधी काय कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रेझेंट असणार आहे मीडियममध्ये? सोडियम सल्फाईड प्लस बेसिक फुक्सिन हा कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रेझेंट आहे. लॅक्टोजचं जेव्हा फर्मेंटेशन होतं त्यावेळी त्याच्यातनं काय बाहेर पडणार आहे? ॲसिटाल्डिहाइड. हे ॲसिटाल्डिहाइड कुणाबरोबर रिॲक्ट करणार आहे? सोडियम सल्फाईड बरोबर, आणि त्यातलं बेसिक फुक्सिन मग रिलीज होणार, आणि मग जी काय कॉलनी ऑब्झर्व होणार आहे ती कशी कुठल्या कलरची असणार आहे? पिंक कलरची असणार आहे. काय मेकॅनिझम आहे? कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म कुणाचा असणार आहे? सोडियम सल्फाईड अँड बेसिक फुक्सिन. ऑर्गॅनिझम काय फर्मेंटेशन करणार? लॅक्टोज. त्याचवेळी काय प्रोड्यूस होणार आहे? ॲसिटाल्डिहाइड. तर ॲसिटाल्डिहाइड जे आहे ते कुणाबरोबर रिॲक्ट होतं? कॉम्प्लेक्स बरोबर, आणि कॉम्प्लेक्स बरोबर रिॲक्ट झाल्यामुळं तिथनं काय रिलीज होणार आहे? बेसिक फुक्सिन. आणि त्यामुळं जी काय कॉलनी ॲपियर होते ती कॉलनी कुठल्या कलरची असते? पिंक ऑर पर्पल कलर. So this is about the mechanism behind endo-agar and EMB-agar. Now even if both media they show a typical colonies, confirmed test is not considered as positive because there are some coliform fail to produce a colony which develop slowly. Regardless of typical or atypical colony, it is necessary to complete the test by carrying out the completed test. Means the result in the confirmed test, they are confirmed, they are positive. But even though if they are not positive, means there are some colonies of E. coli, they are slow growing. So the colonies are produced late. Okay. So regardless of whether the colonies are produced or not, or they are typical or atypical, we have to perform the last step of the test, that is completed test. Now the completed test is very easy. The colony from endo-agar and EMB-agar which has been producing or which has been showing fermentation of lactose, that colony it is taken and streaked on nutrient agar slant. Then it is added into the lactose broth or McConkey's broth, inoculated in lactose broth. This is done to check the acid and gas production. This is done to perform the gram staining. So after the colony from endo-agar plate it is streaked on nutrient agar, its gram staining is performed. Here again one time. Colonies of endo or EMB-agar are fermenting lactose with formation of acid and gas. Organism transferred to agar slant show morphological characters of coliform group. Result of confirmed group are taken. At least one or two typical colonies are transferred to lactose fermentation tube and nutrient agar slant incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 to 48 hours. Further, gram staining of growth culture, that is growth obtained on the slant, its gram staining is done, and the formation of gas in lactose broth tube and presence of gram negative non-spore forming rod and agar slant constitute a positive completed test for coliform. Means stick on slant, perform the gram nature or gram staining, then see the presence of acid and gas. So by this we have studied the presumptive, confirm and completed test. So now we will see the flow chart, last one. So it is little bit blur, but you can understand it. So first what you are going to do, you are going to perform the presumptive test. What you are going to do, inoculate the water sample in lactose broth, then incubate at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 to 48 hours. In second day, see for acid and gas production. If there is no acid and gas production, then directly conclude that presumptive test is negative. And if the presumptive test is negative, it means that there is no further testing can be done. If suppose there is a acid and gas production in presumptive test, then the presumptive test is said to be positive. Now after it is positive, we are going to perform the next step or next test, that is confirmed test. In confirmed test, what you are going to do, inoculation of sample from positive presumptive tube. Means from this tube you are going to inoculate the sample from positive presumptive tube in BGLB tube and on streak on EMB and endo-agar. Means the confirmed test, it can be performed by two methods, BGLB and endo-agar. So the tube in the presumptive test, it is taken loopful and added in BGLB tube. incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. C for acid and gas production. Or take a loopful of sample from positive presumptive tube, stick on EMB agar, incubate for 37 degrees Celsius. See the typical or typical colonies. If the colonies are observed, then we can conclude that confirmed test is positive. In BGLB, if the acid and gas production occurs, then yes, that the confirmed test is positive. If suppose there is no acid and gas production in BGLB tube, then the confirmed test is negative and don't perform the further test. And suppose the test is positive, that is confirmed test is positive, then go to your next step, that is completed test. Now in completed test, sample from positive BGLB tube or typical colony from EMB agar tube. You have to stick on nutrient agar slant and add into lactose bile broth. Okay, take the colony from BGLB or EMB agar, stick on NS slant, add on lactose broth tube. Now the nutrient agar slant after incubation shows typical colony, perform the gram staining. If gram negative non-sporing rods, then no negative test. Okay, means no further test is performed. If the acid and gas production, yes, then completed test is positive. Okay, and if acid and gas production occurs, no negative test, means directly you can tell that if suppose LB broth it shows acid and gas production and nutrient agar it shows gram negative non-sporing rods, then the both the tests are positive and the coliform is present in your sample. Study one more time the flow chart starting from this procedure by reading the theory. You can understand it. Okay, so thank you. With this you have completed your first qualitative test. Further test we will discuss in your next lecture.